Hi there, welcome back to GoalNiza channel. People know about Mbappe's huge potential for football when he was even a teenager. However, the performance of the PSG forward against Real Madrid really made us overwhelming. The two coaches of Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid, who are among the top strategists in the world of football, did not hide their amazement at the French striker. Kylian Mbappe is virtually unstoppable. He's the best player in Europe right now. So are these compliments true about him? Is he really a football superstar in the world? Let's watch this video to figure out. Affirmation from Mbappe. Mbappe has become accustomed to acclaim and anticipation since his first appearance in the AS Monaco shirt. It was a nightmare of many defenders in the Champions League at the age of 18. Mbappe scored and shone brightly at the 2018 World Cup a year later. It is speculated that after Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, it would be Mbappe's turn to maintain superstar status. It is difficult for any player to replace Messi or Ronaldo. The lesson learned from Eden Hazard and Neymar are enough to make fans less optimistic about future generations of players inheriting two superstars mentioned before. The new Messi or new Ronaldo must shine for more than 2 to 3 seasons in order to be considered new. Mbappe, like Hazard and Neymar before him, is not immune to questions. The French strikers show indications of slowing down after winning the 2018 World Cup. It was a disappointment at the Euro 2021 after failing the Champions League final in 2020. On February 16, 2022, however, Mbappe dribbled past 2 Real Madrid players to score, proving to the world that the PSG striker is deserving of being expected to follow in the footsteps of Messi and Ronaldo. Real Madrid's goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, says after the match, "We lose the ball in midfield, really stupid. When I think Mbappe can go away from 2 players too easily, and I have bad luck that the ball goes in between my legs. Unfortunate." Courtois had every night to be upset since he played a fantastic game in the first place. Coach Ancelotti, on the other hand, claims that it's not Real Madrid's defense strategy that is at fault rather. Mbappe is simply too excellent. A player and coach who has won the Champions League 5 times is not embellishing. Mbappe made Dani Carvajal made a dumb error in the Real Madrid penalty area half an hour before Courtois was defeated, resulting in a penalty that Messi missed. Coach Ancelotti then substituted Lucas Vazquez for the veteran Spanish right-back. He hopes that Vazquez's speed and energy will be enough to stop Mbappe late in the game. Ancelotti's calculations were thrown out of the window when Mbappe scored a solo goal in the final minute. Before reaching Courtois' net, the French striker pushed the ball past Marquez and central defender Eder Militao. It's a kind of tackle that only best players can pull off. Even Messi and Ronaldo rarely do it in the last minutes of extra time in a Champions League encounter. Mbappe once again showed his star quality in big matches. At the same time a year ago, he became the nightmare Barcelona defense in the round of 16. Right at the Camp Nou, Mbappe turned Gerard Piqué into a clown, with a picture of the Spaniard holding the PSG star shirt in helplessness. Of course, Mbappe's top performance against Real Madrid would be meaningless if PSG do not progress in the Champions League this season. The Champions League title is what Mbappe likes in his collection. 2 years ago, the French team got very close to the Champions League trophy, but the striker born in 1998 could not shy when needed. Until Mbappe can win Europe's top club competition, he won't be able to compete for the Ballon d'Or or similar individual titles. The future is open. PSG's leadership was offered a €200 million deal to buy Mbappe from Real Madrid 6 months ago. Nasser Al-Khelaifi and his associates understand that by refusing to sign Mbappe, PSG risks losing €200 million if it leaves for free at the end of the season. However, what Mbappe has accomplished in the start of the season may convince PSG that the cost of rejecting Real Madrid is well worth it. PSG's Qatari owners have poured billions of euros into the club with the goal winning the Champions League. PSG needed Mbappe on the Champions League playground during the 2021-2022 season, when Neymar was injured and Lionel Messi struggled to modify the playing atmosphere. If Mbappe helps PSG win the Champions League at the conclusion of the season and then goes on a free transfer, the €200 million PSG squandered in the summer of 2021 will have been well spent. Even the PSG leadership betting on Mbappe's future can also bring good result. After the win over Real, Mbappe reaffirmed that he has not made a decision about his future. No. He repeated 5 times in Spanish when asked when he would land next season. Real fans can feel optimistic as Mbappe gives the perfect interview in Spanish. However, PSG fans also have the right to hope. Why does Mbappe have to leave to go to a team that has a lower quality personnel than PSG? Joe Cole, a former Chelsea and England midfielder, said that if he were Mbappe, he would stay at PSG to play with Messi and Neymar. Cole's comments are well-founded. If PSG win the Champions League and become a true force of European football, Mbappe has no reason to leave. Obviously, for that to happen, PSG must win the Champions League this season. It is not easy, but it is possible if Mbappe continues to play like the last match against Real Madrid. And that's all for our video today. I hope you find this interesting. If you have any questions or recommendations, let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.